How many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Tuesday. Last night was a special Monday edition of the Sunday Night Live Zoo, but now it's the regular. We're back. If you're on, well, subscribestar.com or our flagship website, thepreparedmind.club, and if you need hints, clues, videos, contacts, information, go to the rsyndicate.com website. I'm going to ask Ooman to put that here on the board. It's his own website. It's fucking awesome. It's got everything you need to get prepared. From growing food to canning food to hunting food to not being hunted to prepping to everything. He's got it right there. It's going to pop up on the screen because Oliver's got his shit together. There it is. The rsyndicate.com was started by Ooman, me, Kaz, and the backcountry prepper himself, Arizona Unplugged Vaughn. We were, well, day drinking one day, way back in the teens. That's right, the 20 teens. And we just said, you know what? We need to do this. We need to have an alternative to Q. And so we came up with the R. Anyways, here we are. Today's show is going to be a lot less Israeli-like. And the reason I'm doing that is you now know who the fucking bad guys are at the very, very, very top. Whether it's the country or the individuals that support the country, started the country, created the country, fund the country, and are members of that country's religious, disgusting filthiness. Now, let us get into the news of the day, the SHTF news you need to hear, and I want your opinions into the comment section. Oliver, our, I would say, illustrious moderator-in-chief, who doesn't tolerate stupidity. Can't blame him. I hate stupidity too. But we're here to educate, to learn, to share with each other, to support each other, and to figure out what the hell is going on and what we need to do about it. So I want to hear your thoughts. Let's start with this. Mainstream media. CNN has admitted on air, and Americans know, and it's being reported in, well, social media, that Americans overwhelmingly support deporting, throwing them the fuck out, catapulting them, launching, expelling, expedited, get your ass out now, deportation. All of these illegals, get the fuck out. And people of America want local government, local law enforcement cooperation with immigrations and customs enforcement. It's not the other way around. I'm going to tell you right now. The Bolsheviks of Soviet death, who killed anywhere between 50 and 60 million Russian Christians, these people were a small, percentage-wise, a small, radical, loud, violent force that took over Russia, killed the Tsar, killed his wife, bayoneted to death his daughters, the entire Romanov family. That's what they did to him. They're extremely bloodthirsty, murderous, communist fucks. It doesn't take many. We are the majority. We need to get loud. And the violence will come anyways, folks. We want cooperation, but the anti-ICE, the pro-Palestinian, the pro-Democrat, pro-death, pro-abortion, pro-murder, pro-everything else, guess what? They're just a small crowd. But America supports it. So stand up and get fucking loud. Anti-American Democrats are refusing to cooperate with ICE. They want destruction. They want the rape of the women. They want the murder of women and children and young men. They want that murder and destruction and chaos. And they want the death. That is exactly, I'm telling you, exactly what the Bolsheviks did. the Maoist Chinese communists, the Cuban Castroites. They're all fucking murderers. It's funny that communism found its birth due to Judaic belief systems through the Talmud. All right, I told you I wasn't going to get too Israeli-ish on you, but understand where that came from. We know who the evil people are. We will continue talking about them. But, let's ask the question, why are Democrats now going 100% full-on destroy America? This is one of my research projects. A very quick conclusion that I can explain. It's taken a long time to draw this conclusion, but here's a brief explanation as to why they want to just outright destroy America, why they want to invite in illegals, why they want to spend all our money, steal all our money, fuck us over, because they now have what they think they need. The elites believe they have unlimited wealth. They have total control of AI computing. They believe that they have a robotic and drone army and police force that they can activate. And they believe they have the ability to defeat armed Americans. We have anywhere between 500 million and 1 billion weapons and billions of rounds of ammunition, but they believe they have the ability to defeat Americans because we as a people are soft. We as the American people are tolerant. And we're tolerant of being killed, invaded, just like Europe, just like England, just like Ireland and Scotland, just like France, just like Germany. We're all soft and tolerant of these motherfuckers coming from another country, telling us they're going to murder us, rape our wives, enslave our children. And we haven't done a fucking thing about it. They see us as weak and stupid. When people who fuck goats and camels as their sexual fantasy think they're smarter and better than us, we got a problem, folks. People better wake up. And I mean not just Americans, but everyone around the world. They better wake up before they find a knife in their fucking backs. Are you prepared? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Oh boy, folks. Now, I know many of you think that I use crazy words like Satanists and describe them as cannibals to describe the evil that runs our world from the highest echelons of power. But listen to this right-wing, all over the internet report. Listen to this. And I'm going to see if I can get all the information in my head sorted out. A former Ukrainian head of Zelensky, remember that's the president, the former Ukrainian head of Zelensky's presidential office. The dude's name is Andriy Yermak. And I don't care if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. He can fuck off. Andriy Yermak is a practicing Satanist, and that has been revealed by someone named Yulia Mendel. It's the Ukrainian version of Julia. Julia Mendel, who herself is the former head of the presidential office. I think I got that right. Anyways, a very high up presidential office person says, high up in the presidential administration is a fucking practicing Satanist. Get this, right? They are now, the Ukrainian government is denouncing the regime's reliance on witchcraft. They're giving up on witchcraft. What? Yeah. The disgraced Andriy Yermak has been reported to have corpses, dead bodies, parts of dead bodies, using witches' brews and concoctions and herbs, and performs satanic rituals. Do I lie? Do I exaggerate? Or is the truth now coming out? And the facts that we're hearing and learning about with respect to Epstein's list, the leaders of our country, European countries, religions, royal families, the facts make it very uncomfortable to accept that these mothers, these murderous, Satanists, it's real. Now, the question I have for you is, do you accept that? Do you accept that the people in the highest places, remember Maria Abramovic and her spirit cooking? It's fucking witchcraft. It's Satanism. Their blood rituals and their blood art and their numerological bullshit, right? Skippy the Podesta, the Clintons and Frazzle Drip. It's very uncomfortable. But are you accepting the fact that that's who these motherfucking people are? The milk carton kids have no doubts where they went. Where'd little Jimmy go? Where'd little Maggie go? They disappeared into tunnels, into vaults, into dungeons of the elite. I have no doubts any longer. It's no longer a rumor. Oh no. What do you guys think? Do I lie? Am I exaggerating? They certainly don't get the fucking clicks for it, because I don't put, a pentagram upside down and a devil's head on our thumbnails. I don't do that shit, to try and scare people. But understand, the people in charge are the people in charge. Now, a big development happened today. The Bill and Hillary evil dynamic duo of the Democrats were threatened with contempt of court by Representative Comer and an arrest. So they caved. Is this a win for justice? Just because the Clintons give in and agree to publicly testify this month in the Epstein investigation, that's the month of February, they have 25 more days to change their mind and say, fuck you, we changed our mind. Made you think. I say no, the Clintons are not going to show up. The Clintons will refuse, if they do show up, refuse to answer questions and say, well, if I answer that, I would tend to incriminate myself of a crime. So they're not going to, or they'll just flat out fucking perjure themselves. And Congress will do nothing to these frazzle drip whores. Everyone knows what frazzle drip is, right? Right? It's the bloody hand face on the volleyball of the Castaway movie. That's their symbol, the evil people's symbol for how they torture children to get their adrenochrome. But the Clintons, in my opinion, they're not coming. They're not coming. And if they do, they'll lie. I mean, we've had Dr. Evil himself, Dr. Fauci, one of the criminal masterminds behind vaccinating, which without a vaccine, doing DNA monstrosity experiments on humanity. Folks, I think it's over 3/4 of the world's population got injected with an experimental serum that causes blood clots, heart, colon, cancer, all the diseases. Thanks. And Fauci lied right to Congress. Not once, not twice, but multiple times, and he's never been arrested. James Comer lied. Chris Wray lied. Ruby Rosenstein lied. Peter Strzok lied. Did Lisa Page even make it that far to lie? They all fucking lie. Zark Muckerberg lie. Win for justice? It's all a shit show, folks, as they try and destroy the world to destroy you and me. They really think that they can survive, folks. They really do. They think they can survive. They literally are. In fact, I think that the world elite are starting to fight amongst themselves and screw each other. And my example to support that is the United Nations. That's right. All the Democrats, all the socialists used to love the United Nations. But now guess what? The Secretary General of the UN says they are facing, quote, imminent financial collapse because all the member countries of the United Nations are not paying their membership fees. Now, why not? Because, well, the United States has always footed the vast majority of the bill, but these other countries are dead ass fucking broke because they're giving their money to foreign scumbags. The only good part about the UN facing financial imminent collapse is finally the John Birch Society has a win. But fuck the United Nations, folks. You know what they have been? They have been a leftist, socialist, drug-running, woman-raping, child trafficking, organ harvesting, money laundering, criminal organization that you and me as Americans have paid for our whole lives. But now the world elites and the world's nations are letting it collapse. In other words, this third world run pile of shit organization, the UN, it's not needed anymore. They've got all that they want out of it. And so I think they're going to let it die on the vine. And all of these left-wing, socialist, communist, anti-American, anti-freedom, anti-human organizations are going to slowly fail as the world's power structure coalesces into a smaller, controlling, technocratic, oligarchical group. You watch this shit for enough years, folks, you start to see through it like you do a bad script in a movie. Now, it's not just way at the top. International levels, folks. Everything trickles down. The SHTF trickles down and down all the way to where we're at on the street level, just us little people. I want to tell you about some shocking actions that occurred today here in the United States of America. We're supposed to believe that Republican states, southern states, have the highest morality and the most patriotism. But today, in Texas, high school students, that's right, folks, high school students from Texas attacked and beat a man, not a teacher, a man on the street, because these students had an anti-immigrations and customs enforcement walkout to protest ICE. The whole class walked out. They went down to a protest, counter-protest, and attacked a man en masse. Not one, but multiple kids attacked an older man, someone my age. You fucking try that with me, punks? You'll be fucking Swiss cheesed. You try that with any real patriot, any veteran, you will be shot, and it'll look like one of those movies where you go pump, 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 and the bullet keeps going through kids. This is ridiculous. Kids think this is a fucking game. They are nothing more than indoctrinated morons at this day and age. I was half educated in high school. We were half educated and had to learn real life on our own after school. But these fucking kids have no idea. They are nothing but indoctrinated morons. And the mass shooting that people are going to have to do to protect themselves is growing nearer, and it's getting here faster. And it's fucking horrifying. Because I've seen video after video after video of gang attacks where kids beat each other and beat others onto the ground. And once they get them on the ground, they commence to kicking them. And once the person's unconscious, they jump in the air and stomp on their fucking heads. Literally causing brain contusions, fucking brain bleeding, and just bleed out. They think it's a fucking game. They think it's a video game. And when we said when I was a kid, video games desensitize people to violence. I never wanted to go kill anybody. I never thought it'd be cute to attack somebody and stomp their fucking head till their brains squirted out their eye sockets. But that's what these kids think now. And they feel completely justified doing it because they're cock-sucking, anal sex-loving, bullshit colored hair fucking teachers flying the fucking communist flags of China and Russia on their wall. Soviet Union Russia, the old Russia, flying those failed fucking flags, plus the rainbow flags, plus the trans flags on their wall, think that this is fine. They think it's fine. It's not. It's sad. It really is sad, folks. And while we're at the little level, way down here, the mayor of Miami, a Democrat slime bitch named Eileen Higgins, says that she is going to obstruct ICE and limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. I say recall her. This is Florida. Recall that dumb bitch. She is violating her oath and violating her duties to the state, to the city of Miami, and to the people. What I want to know is when someone is going to be held accountable to the oath they took, the oath of office, to protect and defend the Constitution, the state constitution, the laws of the land, and they violate it, and they do it willfully. It's crazy, folks. When is somebody going to hold these fucking traitors accountable for their oaths? In the great state of Florida, I'm looking to the leadership of Governor DeSantis. Wake the fuck up, Ronnie boy. Wake up. You think you want to be president? Wake the fuck up. Listen to me, DeSantis. Wake up. This is your chance to defend liberty, the Constitution, and defeat evil and fucking stupidity. They could go right in and say, you have violated the oath of office, dereliction of duty, expose the public to threat and risks and crime and chaos. You are being removed from fucking office. Done. Who's going to stop him? It is time. No more being tolerant. No more being nice. Fuck these people. Now, what do you guys think? Am I being grossly exaggerating of what's going on? Have you looked around? I am so fucking crushed seeing picture after picture after picture after picture of young women, older women, young prepubescent girls being raped and kidnapped and murdered by these illegal fucks in our country, in Europe, and they don't care. The Democrats are good with it. They support rape, kidnapping, murder. They support it by supporting these fucking illegals. It's exactly what they're doing. And they want to silence you and me. Don't be silent. Write, call, text, fucking carrier pigeon, smoke signal. I don't give a shit. Let your elected representatives at all levels know they'll be held accountable. Not just in the next life, but in this one. It has to happen. Over in France, folks, the government wants to shut down free speech 100%. In fact, President Emmanuel Macron, guess what? His government has now raided the ex-French offices of Elon Musk in Paris, raided his offices. The solution for Elon Musk? Fuck it. Pull X out of France. Pull it out of Europe. He tried, folks. Elon Musk tried with X. And our government has failed to force the rest of the world to accept free speech as a human right. And the European governments have failed to secure freedom for their people. And now in France, as well as the other countries, I'm going to say it's now up to our French brothers to have to fight and have their revolt, just like they did after the American Revolution. I believe the French Revolution was 1892, 91, 92. Anyways, I will cheer for the French as they have their revolt, as they have a reborn Bastille Day, as they have their guillotine parties for the elites in government, the elites in the corporate world. I will cheer and support them removing people like Macron, like their evil parliament, like their evil bureaucracy. We have the same evil over here in America, folks. Tell me you'll cry when the evil gets removed. I doubt it. It'll be hell. It'll be horrifying. It'll be scary as fuck. But it's going to happen. All of these bureaucrats at the local and county and state level think they're part of the big club. They think they'll be protected. They've got homes in their districts. They've got family. They're going to be held accountable. I'm not making a threat, nor am I asking or encouraging or inciting violence towards anyone. I'm saying it's going to happen. Get your popcorn. Get your fucking favorite beer on ice. If you've got food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense and your plan, all you have to do is sit back and watch the strings come unraveled on the net and all the shit come loose. It is going to happen. Okay. Got to unwind a little bit there. The people, folks, on the left think they're defending humanity. They're setting humanity up to be murdered. And they think they're going to be the ones running the world. These socialist, leftist, communist, evil fucks who love transgenderism, who love murdering people, who love transing their children, raping kids. The Democrats and the socialists love that. They do. Look at their policies. And every country in the world is being destroyed from the inside by their own people. In fact, over in Hamburg, Germany, 2 shipyard workers at the port have been arrested. Why would you arrest a longshoreman? Well, because they have been caught, so they're accused of sabotaging not one, but many Navy warships belonging to the German government. Communists, Satanists, socialists, murderers. And that's being nice. When I say these people are criminals to criminals to humanity and traitors to their countries, this is what they do. This is exactly, it's destroy everything. I mean, when you look at your house, you've worked and paid taxes. You bought a house and you pay taxes. You buy fuel, a car, taxes. Everything is fucking taxes just to get what you have. And these leftist scumbags, folks, Democrats, these traitor rhino Republicans are doing everything they can to allow or cause directly the destruction of your wealth and your property and your life. They're doing everything they can. Everything they can. Are you prepared for what comes next? I sure hope so. Now, there's an asshole from the Department of Justice out there, right? He's showing up on TV. His name is Todd Blanche. He's some sort of assistant attorney general, deputy attorney general. You know what he didn't do? He removed a man named Ed Martin, who Trump hired specifically to go after the weaponization of government. Trump personally said, put this man on the job. And Todd Blanche has fired him and did not notify the White House he was doing it. And Todd, folks, is the same federal lawyer asshole who works with the Department of Justice and the Attorney General. That's right, Pam Bimbo Bondi. This guy said all, right? Remember he said all those in the Epstein documents, all these people who in the documents we have, plus the ones that are redacted that he knows who they are and we don't, right? All those people who admit to trafficking children, raping children, torturing children, murdering children, and or eating them, literally cannibalizing them, will not, I repeat, will not be investigated, much less arrested and prosecuted. Well, it would be great to investigate. The investigation's done. You have the evidence. Arrest them, prosecute them, let a jury find them guilty, and fucking hang them from a yardarm. Military tribunals for everybody in the government. No, this guy, he's come out and said that. I'm not doing jack shit. Not only that, I'm going to fire someone who's actually doing his fucking job. That is the United States government, folks. That's the United States government. That's it. And no one in the government is stopping these traitorous fucks, right? Why is the proper authority, the United States government, why are they not just ignoring inferior jurisdictions? For example, Virginia, the Commonwealth or state of Virginia, the new Democrat governor, Abigail Spermer, right? She is going to release an illegal alien who has been accused of strangling an 8-month-old baby. She, the governor, is refusing to give this pile of shit illegal alien murdering fuck to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. She needs to be arrested for public endangerment because she wants to release this guy out into the public and make sure that ICE doesn't get him. By the way, she's also a CIA stooge and spook and an anti-American whore for the left. She's doing this, and she's just coming out going, fuck you, United States government, even though you have the authority to regulate and protect our borders and hunt down illegals, criminals. She's going to get in the way. And the federal government is like, oh, I guess we can't do nothing. Out of your fucking minds. They're out of their minds. Crazy business. I tell you what, folks, I'm disgusted. I'm pretty sure you could tell. Are you prepared for what comes next? Well, how about what comes next in the show? It's time for the Inner Circle. All right, Mr. Uman. I know that the internet's been a bitch lately. We got a lot to talk about. I want to know what you guys are thinking. No, Heidi didn't get the message. Okay, let's do this. One moment, folks. We are live. All right, we've got, looks like C showed up and says, let the United Nations collapse. It's no fucking good anyway. I don't know if the United Nations has ever done any good. We did have United Nations show up sometime during COVID. I remember catching a video of a UN building or office that set up, I think in Utah. And someone went in there, an American. And this rude, overbearing, arrogant bitch. She looked like an African. She had an African accent. Told them, well, your rights don't matter here. We're the United Nations. Fuck you, is what I say. Now, as a child, I believe that the United Nations was going to be responsible for starting a civil war or an attack on America. It is. It has. It's always attacked us. It's taken our money and used it against us. I just don't know if we're going to have any United Nations peacekeepers here. It's always been an organization that I consider to be fucking worthless. Because everywhere they go, what are the reports that come out? That United Nations peacekeepers commit acts of war, of atrocity, and in some places even genocide on a smaller scale. They kidnap children, the United Nations. They rape women. Do you realize that the slave trade right now today in this world is bigger, more expansive, and I believe it's $1 trillion plus industry every year. And guess who is a big fat part of that? They're enslaving Africans. They're enslaving Middle Easterners. They're enslaving Asians or Far Easterners. They enslave everyone they can get. South America, Central America, and anyone they can kidnap in the United States of America. They end up going international, And if you think the United Nations is doing something to stop that, to investigate it, you're out of your fucking gourd. The United Nations is awful. Geez, I wonder if they're involved in drugs as they go into these third world countries that produce heroin, opium, cocaine, other narcotics, chemical manufacturing to make fentanyl and other fucking drugs that will kill you. I know exactly who they are. And it is no fucking good anyway, see. I don't have any love for anybody that isn't North American, civilized South American, civilized European. I don't trust them. I do not trust these fucking people. You think I'm going to listen to someone with a goofy fucking accent tell me to give up my guns or share my bag of rice? Sorry. All right. Thank you, C, very, very much. Get your comments and thoughts down below. I know the subject matter, as of late, folks, has been extremely difficult to hear and to learn. I know it has. Even with my very long-term investigation into these topics and subject matter, it still hurts to see this come out. I can't imagine what it's like being a fucking normie, just working and paying my taxes and dealing with my family, and then working in taxes and family, and working taxes and family for 10, 20, 30 years to wake up one day and find out that a bunch of Satanist fucks pretending to be the most moral people and best people on the planet are literally killing, raping, and eating children and allowing drugs and stealing money and fraud. Yeah, that's exactly what government does. I can't think of a single government bureaucracy or institution that is honest. Child Protective Services? My ass. It's more like child redistribution into pedophile land services. The welfare system takes our money, gives it to people who refuse to work, just want to be hoes and have babies everywhere. They want to sit around and eat their fucking bonbons from their fucking trailer parks up in wherever the hell they're living. I'm sick of it. Show me a government program that isn't a fucking welfare handout to corporations, pharmaceuticals, chemical companies, the military industrial complex, the medical complex, the educational complex. How many fucking students? One of the biggest sources of debt in this country is student loan debt for college. What have we gotten? A bunch of retarded fucks out there chasing ICE and trying to get them exposed. And the other half of the students in this country are here on discounted fucking tuition from foreign countries that fucking hate us. Unbelievable, but believe it, it is true. It is absolutely true. Okay, Mr. Uman, I know I've got probably a strong opinion on a few of these topics, but you don't come here to listen to a bunch of softball, plastic banana, good time, rock and roll bullshit, blowing smoke up your ass, telling you all you need is a can of pork and beans and some beef jerky, and you'll survive World War fucking III. That's not how this goes. You're not Rambo. I'm not Rambo. We're just human beings, but you've got to be ready. You got to be ready. Ooh, man, where shall we go? And it is our good buddy Chin Music. He says, that happened in San Marcos, John. 45 minutes north of me. Oh, we're talking about the Texas beatdown. Oh, yeah. Fucking Chin Music, he's in the shit, folks. If you could say there's some bad bush in Texas, he's there. He's at fucking Eagles Pass, not far from it, where all these fucking illegals were pouring across the border and then getting, well, loaded with money and clothes and credit cards and food and then bussed and planed around the country to fuck us all. But yeah, this high school, what do you think the psychological, political, and racial makeup of those kids that beat the ever-loving fuck out of an old white guy for having an opinion they fucking disagreed with. I guarantee that they were the children of illegals. I bet they're the children of liberal fucks. And they think it's fine to beat people. Remember when we hear about Nazi Germany and you hear about Hitler Youth and they're just going crazy and killing everybody? Do you believe that? Well, if you do, the political left is saying that you and me are the cause of it in North America. The dangerous, angry, right-wing radicals. No, fuck you, media. It's the left wing. The communist, hate-filled, racist fucks that hate this country have the radical youth that's going out and beating people, breaking windows, burning buildings, murdering people. That's exactly what Hitler Youth was accused of. Turns out it's not the right wing, is it? It's not that way today, and it wasn't that way in the summer of love 2020. It was all radical, anti-American, communist leftists. And they're the violent ones, folks. They're the violent ones. I carry my pistol every fucking day. Extra magazines every day. Because I can lawfully do so in the state of Florida. I can stick it in my belt. If I want, I can wear socks and stick my guns in my socks. I don't like a ankle fucking holster. I'd rather have a fucking shoulder holster. Anyways, or a fucking belt holster. You cannot go out into public in some places anymore. If you hear of a protest, you got two choices. One, turn around and go the other fucking way. Avoid the fight, live another day. Or two, drive into it and test your luck. Go into it and see how violent it gets. You can drive into a protest and find out if law enforcement will arrest you for defending yourself after your fucking property is destroyed and you are assaulted and your life put in danger. I don't know why anyone would do that unless you've just had enough. And you're like, I'm going to fix this problem right fucking now. And I'll tell you, during the election of 2024, the election, the campaign season, I saw leftist fucks in Florida with their little signs and their bullhorns on the side of the road. And I'm a peace-loving man. Okay, I'm 6'6". I'm 270 pounds. I don't have to prove anything to any of these little pipsqueak fucks, these loudmouth bitches, these fruitcake butt pounders. I don't have anything to prove to them. I don't actually have any hate for them. I think they're retarded fuckwads. But just looking at them in person enraged me. I didn't do anything stupid. I didn't have to, because I know what that is. That's a visceral reaction. But when they see us, they too have a visceral reaction. And that reaction results in acts of violence. Because unlike us, we have a higher IQ, and we don't see violence as the cure. Right? If I beat all these people one after another, just went through and fucking karate kidded them, right? They're not going to learn that lesson. They're not going to change their mind and go, that beatdown taught me the lesson I needed to learn. Thank you, John, for kicking my ass off the fucking planet. I really needed that, and now I've got my shit together. I think I'll go down and register as a Republican right now. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then beating you is not going to convert you into a socialist Democrat. You're like, hey, I just got my fucking head stomped in by a bunch of low IQ fuckheads. I think I'm going to join their team. No, that's not how problems are solved. It's supposed to be solved with laws and law and order, justice, law enforcement doing its job, upholding the Constitution and applicable rules for public conduct. And they're not doing their fucking job. And it's resulting in fights on the streets. I'm not going to fight to say, hey, I took on 5 guys, man, and, well, you know, I did pretty good. If I'm facing a bunch of fucking miscreants, I feel that they are going to stomp me to the ground, and then they're going to stomp my head until they kill me. So the moment these miscreants come after me, it is going to be a life-threatening situation against me. And I will defend myself. I hope that you maintain some sort of self-defense strategy and understanding. It is for that reason I will not drive down into a protest that's poured into the street where they're violently assaulting people. Unless I go down with a fucking handful of kick-ass vets that are ready to fucking get into it and protect people that are being beaten. I'm telling you, folks, it's getting stupid. It's getting fucking stupid. Are you prepared? Once again, you've got to be prepared first. That is your priority. Food. Enough to get by for months. Minimum, in my opinion, 3 months. 6 months good. 12 months better. Water. Do you have access? Can you get water? Purify it, sanitize it so it becomes potable or drinkable. Clothing. Do you have the right clothing? Up north where Uman's at, you better be fucking properly clothed. You better know how to take clothes off, put clothes on as temperatures change so you don't get too hot and sweat and then freeze to fucking death. Learn clothing. Learn, we used to call it uniform management. Learn to manage that, right? Food, water, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, your bunker, everything. You've got to have it together because the time is going to come when that will save your life, all of it. Backup power, solar power, radios for communication, at least receiving news, if not broadcasting, CB, shortwave, ham radio. I don't give a fuck. Walkie-talkies, find a way to communicate with other people. Because when it hits the fan, it's going to be your neighborhood. It's going to be the 10 miles around you that is your world. Let's continue. Mr. Uman, what do we want to roll next? And C is back and says, the problem is, and we're talking about these kids, not just in Texas. Yesterday in Stockton, California, I caught a news story. Stockton, California, the kids poured out of class. They boycotted learning as if they're fucking learning anything and went out on the street to oppose and protest Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Stockton, California, shithole. Stockton, California was once the home of productive immigrant workers and farmland, food processing, like corn products, Del Monte Foods, all kinds of food. No, now it's just a fucking shithole. There's still some food processing there, folks, but it's a bunch of shitheads. So C says the problem is these kids have never met any serious consequences for their garbage behavior. Whoop that ass. Now, let's talk about these kids. When my sons were in their teens, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, they played video game, Call of Duty. Whatever that is, PlayStation or Xbox, whatever the fuck they had. And I'd watch them play and I go, why are you running? That dude is shooting at you and he just shot you and you're dead. I go, you just fucking killed yourself. You're an idiot. I didn't call my kid an idiot. I go, you're supposed to avoid that. Go around, ambush, flank, whatever, right? Nope. Just run out, get shot because you immediately spawn. You respawn. You've got another life. You got another life. You got another life. You got another life. The reason we play games differently is you don't want to die because it costs you a fucking quarter to play that game. You're not just going to kill yourself repeatedly. It costs you money. You learn to win and beat the fucking game. These kids today, they think, there's no penalty, right? There's no penalties. There's no consequences. They think they're going to respawn. Remember back to 2020 and all these protests? These dumb little fucks, they'd get gassed. They'd get fucking flashbanged. They'd get the shit kicked out of them. And what would they do? They'd scream, medic, medic, as if they're fucking soldiers in a war zone. Medic, oh my God, I've been hurt. I can't believe this. Then they'd call the fucking police because they just got hurt assaulting the police. They don't realize, and they still haven't fucking learned. You don't respawn. When you get hurt, it fucking hurts. If you get shot, that fucking part of your body doesn't work anymore. Right? You get shot in the arm, you don't get to use that arm. You're done. Get shot in the leg, you're not going anywhere. You're done. But they don't know the consequences. And C says, I would have no doubt if the teachers brainwashed them into doing that. You bet. After months and months of ICE bad, government bad, Trump bad, Republicans bad, America bad, freedom bad, Constitution bad, Christians bad. They're like, okay, who wants to go protest? Who wants to get out of class, go protest, and attack people that you've been instructed to hate? And they all raise their hand and run out the fucking door. When I was a kid, if they're like, hey, who wants to cut class? You're not allowed to cut class. There's no such thing as senior ditch day. You're not allowed to do that. In the winter, we'd cut class and go fucking skiing at the ski resorts. Here and there, not a lot. In the summer or summertime, fuck it, cut class, go to the river, have a party. Now they want to leave class with teacher's permission, go to a protest and fucking beat people. It's coming, folks. It is coming. Mr. Uman, let's continue, shall we? Chin Music is back. He says, crack the windpipe of one of them, the others might think twice. But if not, secondary measures in the holster will have to be considered. It depends on a lot of things, right? If you're a small person, say weak, no fighting experience, this idea of cracking someone's windpipe, a fucking chop to the neck, right? Gouging the fucking eyes. You can take someone out really quick if you're dealing with multiple people. And remember, they're learning how to do it too. The left-wingers are learning how to become more violent and how to hurt people in a hurry. But yeah, you punch someone in their fucking Adam's apple, they're not going to be breathing really well. They're going to just lay down on the ground and they won't even make a whole lot of noise. They'll just sound like a fucking wheezing bag of shit. Now, people like Chin Music, vets, sportsmen, and strong people can probably fight a little better hand to hand. Martial artists, anyone, even if you just punch a boxing bag, you're going to be way better off in the fight because you're using muscles. Even if it's just for exercise, those are real muscular movements that will defend you. But for people, women, smaller men, the inexperienced, you're going to need some self-defense tools. And look, if it's a taser, it's a taser. Tase the fuck out of these people. They will run like a motherfucker if they hear a serious taser cracking off. Pepper ball guns, chemical agents, they work great. They work great. I find it very amusing to watch someone take a face full of that shit. And they'll go down real quick with one push or kick or whatever it takes. But listen, they have this shit too now. They have tasers. They have chemical agents. They have a means and access to the same stuff we do, including firearms. Remember Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse was running from these left-wing fuckwads who were going to kill him. He had an AR-15, and they still threatened to kill him and chased him until they tripped him while screaming they were going to murder him. And he killed 2 fucking pedophiles and blew the arm off of a third left-wing, radical, violent, communist pedophile. And that last guy pulled a pistol on him as Kyle Rittenhouse laid on the ground. Now, Kyle, as far as I'm concerned, probably had a good heart. Not the brightest lad, putting himself in that situation. Later tried selling out and being a moderate. Found out no one gives a fuck about moderates. It's a strange world, folks. I'm going to end the show with this topic right here, unless Uman says he's got one that we all just better hear. And he's not shaking his head yes. So, there it is. And this does actually coincide with what I'm talking about. After a wild day in the futures markets, silver closed 10.27% higher after running up to $89. They slammed it down $7 today, and it just climbed right back up. Gold closed up high and it ran up over $5,000. It recovered $400 of the $1,000 it lost. Precious metals are continuing to show themselves to be a safe place to put your money. The problem is you can't get silver, and most people can't afford gold. So get this, folks. Tomorrow morning, February 4th, right here in the United States of America, our government is going to have two people hosting the Critical Minerals Symposium Gathering Committee at the Department of State, or the State Department, if you will, in Washington, D.C. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, and I also believe, I think Vice President J.D. Vance is supposed to attend as well. Have you heard that, Uman? Yes, he's shaking his head. There is a problem. Critical minerals. They're going to hold that, and government delegations and corporations from over 50 different nations that are still allies with the United States of America are going to show up and talk about how they're going to solve the problem that they have created. How fucking about that? Once again, government creates a problem, we suffer, they say, hey, here's our solution, and we suffer for it. You can fucking count on it. But they're going to put together the collective efforts, and they're going to strengthen the critical mineral supply chains. And they also use the word diversify. Fucking politicians. They want to create a collaboration, to create some sort of momentum, to secure critical minerals that are vital to military, national security, economic strength, technological innovation. That's right. J.D. Vance, Secretary of State, a special assistant to the President of the United States, Senior Director for Global Supply Chains, some guy named David Copley, Undersecretary of State, Jacob Helberg. They all start speaking at 9 a.m. But what this is about, folks, is how they fucked up international trade by the United States government punishing countries for not obeying the dictates, mandates, and fucking rules that Washington, D.C. likes. Number one critical mineral on the list, in my opinion, silver. Silver. As they play fuckity-fuck with the supply chain between paper contracts and physical silver, no one knows what the real price is. Paper price is 87, 88, 89, whatever. The physical price where you want to buy it's 120, 130, 150. Okay, silver's used in the military, in space, in medical, in big. Solar power, electric vehicles, computers, artificial intelligence, and there's not enough of it. They've shut down mines. They've closed mines. The low prices that they've held it at, so banks can make billions on your fucking back, literally billions on your back as taxpayers. Now we don't have enough of it, and it's going to take anywhere. It'll take 5 years to open up existing low quality, low shitty ore mines. It'll take 10 years to open up new mines. We're fucked. Next one, uranium. They keep playing fucking games with uranium as if there's an unlimited supply of it. There isn't. And it takes 2 fucking years, if you have the raw U308, to convert it from this yellow powder into a shiny metal fuel rod, or pellet, if you will. Fabricated pellets. It takes 2 fucking years. You don't just sit down with a bowl of this shit, crack a fucking egg, put some cream in there, and whip it up and put it in the oven and you get fucking nuclear fuel rods. No. Uranium, they better figure it the fuck out, because we are in a supply deficit of that. Nickel, lead, zinc, copper. Oh, copper's a huge one. We need incredible amounts of new copper mines. Whoops. They don't have it. Most silver comes from copper mines too. Running out of copper and copper mines, running out of fucking locations to get it. Whoops-a-daisy. So they're going to meet and they're just going to solve everything. You know what they're going to do? Let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to try saying, well, the government's now in charge of all this shit. And when government gets involved in something, what does it do to the availability of things? Government says, we need more of something. Does it go up or does it go down? Well, it should go up because that's the problem. We need more of these things. More nickel, more vanadium, more steel. We need more cobalt, more nickel. Right? We need more, but government usually causes shortages. But what else does government do when they get involved in trying to manage and centrally control something like critical mineral supplies? The price goes up. It goes through the fucking roof. Government inefficiency, government fucking theft, government bureaucracy, government regulation, government taxation. And do you think these little countries that show up that have a mind for this and a mind for that, think the United States is going to take good care of them? No, they'll try fucking them over. They may leave the United States and run to China. There's over 200 countries on this planet, and only 50 are going to show up and try working with the United States government. What does that tell you? If there's over 200 countries, I think there's 238 countries on the planet, and only 50 are showing up to the United States of America, what does that tell you about who's our ally and who's not? Yeah. Mexico is the world's largest supplier of silver. I believe Peru and China are next. China's not going to give us their silver. Mexico could change its mind about the United States of America in a fucking heartbeat. Yeah, Claudia Sheinbaum. Yeah, she sounds Mexican to me. The president of Mexico could just do a deal with China and it's over. They could cut a better deal and get twice the money from China than they will from the United States of America. And what can America do about it besides whine, cry, snivel, and threaten to go to war with Mexico? If they're being backed by nuclear China and nuclear Russia, folks, an incredible SHTF of all proportions is continuing to grow. It's not shrinking. It's not going away. When we said back in 2020, shit has hit the fan with this COVID crap, and I said it's a minimum of 10 fucking years to get through it and out the other side to where we can see a good, hopeful world. But guess what? The elite leadership have shown us exactly who they are. And that's telling me, folks, it's no longer just 10 years from 2020. It's no longer 10 years from today. I'm starting to see a world that is 15 and 20 years before we get out to the other side of this. Because our governments are inviting every pile of shit, piece of shit, worthless, anti-moral, anti-education, anti-decent human being into Canada, Australia, America, and all of Europe. They're trying to destroy us. How is that going to make things better? Oh, diversity is our strength. No. Diversity means divide. Diversity means divide. And when you divide, you can conquer and destroy. And that's what they want to do. So get prepared, folks. I love you all. God bless you. Semper Fi. And get prepared.